What's wrong with the phone?
I was having some technical difficulties. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to Gully TV, my nigga? This is a long time coming.
Oh, it's crazy for me to try to do this right now. We're back in the street, but you should already know, you know what I'm saying? Boy, Nature Queen's been flying up in the building right now, you know what I mean?
I ain't gonna
You can
keep.
hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah. I can hear you.
Alright, cool. My bad. I ain't no scary.
Nate, I want to run a few questions by you. We spoke previously on the phone yesterday, man. I was really enthused to talk about that band from TV situation. Legendary song, just a crazy song. Can you give me something about some of your most I don't know, intimate feelings about that song and shit. That song did a lot for you, despite being on the firm and shit like that.
Yeah, the song was major. You know what I mean? I didn't realize at the time when we was recording it how, what it was going to be for hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Even years down the line, you know what I mean? People still was trying to copy the song and emulate the song, look up to the song, you know what I'm saying? And it was just one of those moments that you just had to be there, you know what I mean? And for it to not even have like a chorus that you know, like, yo, this is crazy right here, like, you know what I mean?
You know
I'm
what?
just glad to be a part of it.
I
Or
never thought about that. That song don't have a hook. Y'all just burnt that shit up.
you know what I'm saying? So it was really it was, you know what I mean? It was beats and rhymes for real, for real. It wasn't like no hook favoring it or nothing. Like, just came in and did it, you 1, 2, and it just like, with each verse, it just got bigger and bigger. You know what I mean?
You make it sound so elementary, man. But you set that shit off. It was a lot of major swingers on that record and shit, my nigga. And
Definitely. I mean, like I was breaking it down to you before, like, the fact that I haven't, that I went first. I think, I think Nore for even just thinking outside of the box, because the song already, we had an idea for it already before it turned into what you guys got to hear. You know what I mean? But for him to hear it and to just think about, thank goodness he got the type of relationships that he had in the game, and this is vision just to try to make the song, you know what I mean, something that the way you hear it now, like, I didn't know whose idea was to put Big Pun after me and the order of the way the MCs went, but just the overall idea of it was brilliant.
this is one of those songs where of course, the way it sounds, people would think like, damn. I wonder was they all in the studio the same day? But it was a lot of different factions and personalities. I'm pretty sure that it was probably spliced together and shit. What was your input like? Like the shit that you wrote, my nigga, is just it's timeless. It's timeless, and what I like
Yeah,
about it.
I wrote it because I put myself into actually picking that beat and making it, you know, making it monumental as far as that was concerned. Like, I heard the beat, I thought it was dope. I said, yo, let me show you how dope I think this beat is, and pen something that, I thought that was kind of, it spoke to me. I wanted to write it in a way where it was just like, yo, wow, like right in your face, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have no choice but to feel it. Word.
You was so arrogant on the track, man. You said follow the leader, make him go extra hard. Damn. Should I
Yeah.
hold back or show the repertoire? Put in 16 to throw in extra bars. People don't even talk like that. My nigga, you were so
I mean,
seasoned.
because a lot of dudes would have been rapping, probably using those bars to glorify or some brand that don't care about us, instead of just like, yo, just stomp. My goal was just to stomp a hole in that beat. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? That was it. I just wanted to just leave my mark on it. I thought it was dope. You know what I mean? I didn't even know who Swizz was when he came in there and started playing beats. But, yo, I just heard it and that was it. I was like, that's it.
Oh, when you heard that, Swizz actually played it in front of you.
Yeah. Plus, it was like, we had, the fans don't know that we already had a conversation about this, but I was like, Nore already had the beat that he wanted to be banned from TV. And at the time, I didn't really think that it was cool. I think it was dope, but I didn't think that it didn't do nothing to me. So then, I guess maybe they was kind of like, I was sitting there and kind of like, nah, I didn't have it. I didn't really feel it. You know what I'm saying? So then, Swizz came in and started playing some joints, and as soon as I heard it, I knew that was the one.
Word. How long did it take to write that verse?
Couple minutes, man. 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. Or because, like I said, it wasn't in the environment of, I didn't have the locks, I didn't have Pun, I didn't have Cam in the studio with me. I think if we all were in the studio trying to write that record, it would probably be like, I don't know, I can't even imagine everybody in separate corners of a room trying to write to that beat. You know what I'm saying? Or that probably would have been like some craziness right there. I'd have probably been like, nah. Gotta go hard. You know what I mean? It would have been crazy competition in that room. But like I said, I laid my part into when I first heard the beat, and I actually left the studio. The next time I actually heard the record, you know what I mean? When my brothers was on it, and they were like, oh man, I didn't get a chance. I wanted to change it. My first reaction was like, nah, I need to change my part. Because I didn't write it for that. You know what I'm saying? I thought that, hey, these guys can sit there and analyze my rhymes and try to scorch me on it. You know what I mean? That was my outlook on it. But, it just came out dope. It was great.
Word.
It was like, damn, they got this one. Oh, damn, got this one. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? And I'm fans of them all. But at the same time, a lot of the fans, the game didn't really have a clear visual on who I was. I was just, you know what I mean? I was just somebody that was just on the mixtape circuit, probably like on DJ Clues and stuff like that. Right. I didn't have my own records out at the time, so that was my entrance.
Word. Tell me, the way that it was projected to us, you just came out of nowhere and appeared on the Firm album. And what type of credentials was required of you for you to get such a shot like that? You know what I'm saying? Without really having
I mean, you have to be, I'm fortunate enough to be from Queensbridge. So I grew up with Nas. I grew up with some of these dudes that, you know what I mean, that were, at the time, they weren't, everybody was on the come up. And, if you paid attention to the Firm story, you would know that I wasn't an original member. It was Cormega, brother. But at the time, they had their falling out, and at the time when they was having their falling out, I probably was one of the guys that was like, if you reach the fastest to kind of patch this hole, we need to patch this hole now. But we're not going to we can't sit there and advertise. We're not like looking to sign people to, you know what I mean? So what was going on? It just was like, yo, you ready? Because at the same time when they were doing that, I was, making my rounds, through the mixtape circuit, through the streets. You know what I mean?
Right.
We went to school together, so certain names get tossed around, and who was capable of doing what. But at the same time, I was unpolished when it came down to actually making records, like not knowing how to count bars, not knowing cadence, not knowing delivery, not knowing things. So a lot of the times, if you listen to me in the earlier stages, it just I would rap the beat, or I would just be flowing off the hook, like flowing too fast.
Man, that shit sounded good, man. I couldn't tell you, man.
Yeah, being around these guys, being around Dr. Dre, being around Nas, AZ, all these guys that was already had, their names. They already made records. Everybody, AZ had a gold album at the time. Nas was platinum. Foxy Brown was, I think, gold, working on platinum. So, they were building up their own credentials. Right. And then, the streets wanted to know what was the deal as far as Cormega people that I knew and moving in the circles that I was moving in. So, it just landed on my lap.
Is
So I
it
just had to go out there and perform.
is it me, or do you and Nore, y'all got a chemistry on records?
Well, Nore is a big part of the beginning, like that for me too. Like, coming, doing the firm album, it's like, we establishing bonds and stuff like that. And at the same time, Nore's coming from a situation where Capone wasn't readily available. Capone had to do bids. Capone was, everybody knows him as Capone and Noriega, but at the same time, there wasn't really too much Capone. So, for us being all from Queens, we kind of like bonded, man. Like I said,
Yeah.
Nas being the OG in it, and we just was all following suit, being, I guess playing our roles. But yeah, so a lot of times when me and Nora would get together, get in the studio, it would just be like, like my brother, like we would go in the studio and record records like without writing them, just going in the booth. He'd lay a verse, he lay a couple lines, I lay a couple lines, and some EPMD shit for real. And I didn't know how
Yeah.
much the streets was digging it, but they was definitely
Man.
on it.
Man, you and Nori like peanut butter and jelly, man. Straight up. Tell me
Or,
about that Blood Money record, yo. I couldn't get enough of that shit, man. I couldn't get enough of that shit. Tell me about doing Blood Money. When you eating out the same plate and drinking out the same cup. Come on, man. I know all your shit. Do you know I'm strapped?
Records. It was a lot of records that was like I was just talking about. We was building chemistry, so we do a lot of. There'll be a lot of times where I do you one better. It was I had a session, whereas I don't know what the discrepancy was. Me and the producer wasn't really seeing eye to eye, and what they did was they had Nori and Nas coming in the session and in a nature session and record a record, right? Where they both had 3 verses apiece on this one record, and it was kind of dope, but I didn't really know how to fit it because it was again no hook. We would go in the studio, vibe out, and just rhyme all day. And so I was like, the best way for me to make this record, to jump on this record, is let me take a verse off of Nore, let me take a verse off of Nas, and it turned out to be another classic record. Like incredible, like how they would have like the Body in the Trunks record, and we would have the oh man, there's so many records, man. I guess you would have to just go into the clues and all these DJs back in the days to figure them out. But like, we were just basically doing what we needed to do. You know what I'm saying? All we had a style of his own. Now basically couldn't be duplicated, and I had to find my niche that spoke to the people. I couldn't really rap for all the rich dudes, so I had to find a dude that was like not too much rich, not too street, somewhat smart, but still kind of thugged out. You know what I'm saying? So I had to find this niche in between these dudes. But no, I can't even tell you how inspired the inspiration level from some of the records some of the rhymes that was spit that never got to make it to the light of day. Oh my God. Shit. And you be like, damn, these are some of the throwaway raps. These are your throwaway raps. Damn.
Do you know Rod Strickland?
So I had no choice but to be, it was competition. Like, gotta say something. You gotta show them why you're here. This wasn't an accident.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you get a chance to meet Rod Strickland?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Man.
All this time you ain't met that nigga, man?
I love the nigga. Around that time, they was definitely viewed as like, they can do it, they can win. You know what I mean? They weren't playing lazy ball. They were dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wish I met Rod Strickland.
Oh man, this some bullshit, man. You gotta meet Rod Strickland to complete this whole prophecy, my nigga. Straight up.
Well, if you know, send him my way. Find out where he gonna be at. Maybe we can link up to play club. I don't even know if it's crazy. It's crazy that you said that because like a lot of these dudes that I would meet, a lot of these NBA players and stuff, I didn't realize how much of fans of this, the hip hop that they were. You know what I mean?
Right.
These dudes back in the days, like I didn't meet Rod Strickland, but I got to hang out and smoke some weed with Charles Sprewell. Things like that. I got to hang out with a few major dudes like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, it's like our lives kind of similar. It's crazy when I meet some of these dudes and they wanted to be rapping, and some of the rappers wanted to be bowlers, but
Word.
we come from the hood, so it's a common fine line. You know what I mean? You know what it is.
Tell me something about $500,000, homie, man. That's my favorite MC.
When I met $500,000, right? $500,000 was a part of the attachment of the firm that was, he was introduced by AG. You know what I mean? The firm was kind of like, it was supposed to be, the first rap super group, right?
Right.
And when things went kind of sour with Omega, I personally felt that everybody used it as an opportunity to bring somebody to the table. So now that the picture was supposed to be these original 4 MCs, and now somehow it's they got this guy Nature. They're trying to figure out who the hell is Nature, and so and if you know anything about the firm, you realize that Nas is from Queens, AG's from Brooklyn, Foxy Brown's from Brooklyn,
Right.
Omega's from Queens too. So it was like I felt that once Omega had his issues with the firm, everybody felt that, hey, let me bring my man here. And they didn't realize that how dope I was. They thought that I was probably I'm just Nas' man.
Right.
So through the firm, you got $500,000 through AZ. You heard Nore on the firm. You heard Cannabis on the firm. You heard Foxy Brown, Brother Gavin on the firm. You heard a few different people on the firm. So you heard all these other voices that, you probably didn't know who these people were. But when I first met $500,000, I knew this boy was crazy. I'm like, this guy got crazy bars. You know what I mean?
Right.
This guy, where is he from? Where's he from? And so, coming to the studio and hanging around these dudes, we built our own little bond, whereas I used to go to Brooklyn and go hang out with these dudes. We made a couple records together, you know what I mean? If you ever watch the documentary or if you know the history, we made a couple records together before his passing. But I always thought he was dope and one of the most humblest dudes that I had met, you know what I mean? I didn't realize that you could still be dope and be humble. So, I took a page out of his book. But, Half was dope, man. Half was way before his time when it came down and stuff. That nigga was talking about, all kind of stuff.
Right.
All kind of stuff.
That's how you describe it. He was talking about all kind of shit.
Yeah, I don't even really know what label you would put him as, or, you know what I mean? Some dudes would be like, he's a conscious rapper, or he's a gangster rapper, or he was a little bit of all of that.
Little bit of all of that. Word.
He was a little bit of all of that, and if he would have been around a little bit longer, I think more dudes would have, he would have collaborated with dudes more, and he would have had a real shot at everything.
Yeah.
But like I said, we were the guys that nobody really knew. So, we was underneath all of these other dudes, you know what I'm saying? It was underneath these guys, the AZs, the Nas's, because we weren't as popular, we weren't mainstream yet, we didn't have our own records. So I said, you know what? Let's just build, let's just create a bond, a brotherhood, and make records. I'm just glad that I got to make the records I did with them. I wish I would have been able to make more.
Right. That firm shit, that's not a flop, bro. That's a classic, man. We fuck with that. They always try to paint it like it was commercial flop. That couldn't have been further from